think seasoned nurses know how to get around residents somewhat. I honestly, I teach my students to tell them, I do not want a resident. I don't want a student nurse. I don't want a new nurse. I want a seasoned nurse so that they can have a little more freedom. I've seen residents do some really stupid stuff. So I'm not a huge fan of teaching hospitals myself. I don't like to work at them. And when I was doing travel, I would try to my very best to not choose them because it is hard. It really is hard because here's the thing. We've got surgeons training to be surgeons and they want to practice with their skills. So they are going to rush in. They are going to do more interventions because they need to do, X, Y, and Z of interventions before they're off of their training. So that's personally I'm not a huge fan of a teaching hospital.
Compounded by the fact that this was a teaching facility, so they had residents that in the facility was super busy. So they were often unsupervised and unexperienced. And so they would do procedures on people which they didn't know how to do, like placing an IUPC in somebody and putting it through their placenta, like things like that, unsupervised.
Yeah.
So it was a whole lot of issues.
And I think that residents really do change a unit. And in my experience, it's not been for the better.
Why is that?
Especially part of it is like our new generation of like people that, have grown up on social media and grown up on computers and don't connect with humans. And so they come out of, med school and they've never really learned how to connect with people. And so then it's almost like the whole unit is their video game, right? And they have that long checklist of things that they want to see and skills they want to practice. So you have an entire hospital being run by people who want to see emergencies because they want to practice skills, Whereas if you have a unit of like doctors who are in a clinic and coming back and forth, they don't want emergencies. They don't want any extra work. They don't want to see a fourth degree. That means they're in that room an extra hour and they're missing out on clinic time. They want straightforward, easy, routine births. Whereas a resident, they want to see a fourth degree. They want to practice a fourth degree. They want to see a hemorrhage. They want to practice a hemorrhage. And so you have that coming into your room like, well, I hope that you're healthy today, but also if you could have a hemorrhage for me, that'd be great, And it just
You're
changes
not saying that the residents are like causing hemorrhages or fourth degrees to happen, but what are you saying, Jess?
I'm saying that subconsciously and not even out, well, actually, like not even out loud, but I've actually heard someone say it out loud. Like, I really wish I could practice a fourth degree because I don't understand how the skin comes, how it all comes back together, and the doctor taking care is like, well, we have 4 patients here today. Maybe we can see one. Are they creating fourth degrees? No, they're not going out of their way to purposely damage people, but they are hoping to see it. You know what I mean? And it's different. It's different care when you have someone who kind of subconsciously hopes that emergencies happen so they can practice skills versus having someone take care of you who wants things to be routine.